say, no, those are ravens. Stop calling them crows. So I say, oh, okay. I'll start calling them ravens. Now much fewer my
Pen off of the paper.
Ricky, £1 million in cash or 1 million followers? Ricky, £1 million in cash or 1 million followers?
1 million followers. 1 million followers. 1 million followers. Because then, when you get the 1 million followers, you eventually get more and more, and then those followers might give you donations and stuff, and eventually it'll add up to more than 1 million.
You could start a business, and because you have 1 million followers, you could just put a link in your bio. They can click onto it, and they can buy products that are over £1, which means you'll earn over £1 million or dollars.
Welcome back. In the last episode, we talked about the top 3 factors that should guide your financial decisions: the interest rate, the investment amount, and the length of time you keep your money invested. These 3 factors play a crucial role in determining the success of your financial decisions, and understanding how they interact can actually help you get the most out of your money. I also mentioned, I guess in the other episode, that the rate is actually not the most important thing, and that the amount and the time that you stay invested has a huge part to play when it comes to getting higher returns. If you haven't watched that episode, please make sure you do, because it really helps build your foundation to understanding how compound interest works and wealth in general. So why isn't everyone else doing this? Well, that's because when we talk about money and the returns that we can aim for, we often think of it very linearly and not exponential, meaning that we imagine our returns in a straight line and not in multiples or variables where the returns on our investments continue to fuel the growth of our money. An example of linear thinking is how we perceive our income to be proportional to the number of hours we work and the amount of work that we do. For instance, let's just say that you get paid by the hour. You might assume that if you work more hours, you will get more pay. I mean, so many people think about this, or think like this. Unfortunately, income doesn't really follow a linear pattern, and there may be other factors to consider, such as work experience, education, job market conditions, and living costs. Another example of linear thinking, I guess, is also when we ask someone about their income, and upon hearing a higher figure, we automatically assume that they must be wealthy or financially secure without actually knowing the full details of their financial circumstance. But living with financial security is a very complex and nuanced issue that cannot be determined based on income alone. Things like expenses, debts, savings, investments, and other such factors may all contribute to a person's financial situation. Going back to the topic of choosing 1 million followers over £1 million, those kids are solely relying on the assumption that the number of followers they will have is a direct indicator of financial success, which is a very linear way of actually thinking. But then again, as an argument, for argument's sake perhaps, it's important to recognize that success and wealth are multifaceted, and it cannot be influenced by just that, and there are other various things that we need to consider. Plus, the value of social media is that it varies widely, and depend on factors such as engagement, demographics, and purchasing power also plays a huge role. Or a large number of followers may not necessarily translate to financial success or benefit. I don't want to dismiss linear thinking entirely, because linear thinking is not that problematic, and it can also address complex problems and break it down into a much more manageable, smaller chunks. Because linear thinking is more predictable, faster, sequential, and it takes away all the edge cases that can cause analysis paralysis. Without linear thinking, we'll probably spend more time overthinking about just smaller details and not following the simple happy path and doing what we need to do to get by with the little information that we have.
£1 million in cash or 1 million followers?
1 million followers.
1 million followers.
1 million followers. Because then, when you get the 1 million followers, you eventually get more and more, and then those followers might give you donations and stuff, and eventually it'll add up to more than 1 million.
You could start a business, and because you have 1 million followers, you could just put a link in your bio. They can click onto it, and they can buy products that are over £1, which means you'll earn over £1 million or dollars.